tell you about this. The Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability has petitioned President Akufo-Addo to remove a member of the Council of State in connection with the Labianca Saga. Days ago, the Office of the Special Prosecutor retrieved some amounts of money from the group. However, we know that the Chamber of Trade and Trades is asking the general public not to be quick in running down ownership of Labianca, which is an indigenous Ghanaian company owned by the member of the Council of State. Dennis Amfor-Sefa is president of that chamber.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor has concluded its investigation and has issued a report. But we of the Chamber of Trade and Trade strongly believe and are clear in our minds that the OSP's office got it all wrong. And this is a clear case of give a dog a bad name and hang it. We have reasons to say that. One, advance ruling is captured in the Customs Act that is being used to run the activities and the works of customs. The Customs Act 2015 Act 891, Section 12, clearly defines what customs advance ruling is, who can apply for, and how, and the procedure within which customs would either grant, deny, or vary the applicant's application or what he or she seeks to ask customs to grant. So it is not out of place that a company, an importer or an exporter, applies to customs and explains their position that, listen, customs, we are importing X amount of cargo that we bought for X amount of money. But we have realized that that type of cargo, when imported into this country, you value them at X amount of money, which we believe it is against the transactional valuation system that is accepted by our laws and by WTO and by the World Customs Organization. So they have not done anything out of place. Nothing out of place at all. So if they apply...
But there's the issue about how often we have this happening. The Special Prosecutor, for instance, points out to influence peddling. That's a serious crime, isn't it?
That is also a serious factual inaccuracy. Because
you're challenging the Special Prosecutor on that?
Of course, he's human and he can err. There was nowhere in the report that the Customs Commissioner or the Deputy Commissioner of Operations said that they approved or granted the applicant's application based on the influence of the applicant.
My interaction there with the Chamber of Trade and Trades yesterday, but today there's an update with the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability pushing the President to act on a petition it sent days ago to that office. Mr. Thompson is Executive Director for the group, joins us via Zoom now. Thank you, sir, for your time here on The Pulse. So it's clear that if you're assessing what it is that happened, there's one side of the story where the Chamber of Trade and Trade believe that the OSP has got its findings wrong. That would also ultimately mean that your conclusion that the member of the Council of State, Madam Heaney, to be taking off that position will not entirely be fair, isn't it?
Well, that's not true. I mean, and let me even begin by that. You see, there are two principal things, and the Council of State is more of an advisory body to the President. They are a group of people who have been put together to advise the President on key decisions that the President is going to make. Now, such people, one of the key requirements or to be a member of Council of State is to be of high moral character. It's the same as judges, principally the same procedure for Superior Court judges, a person who is of high moral character. Now, how do you prove? Now, a person with high moral character will have the ability to say no to certain positions, to certain instances, and would never put themselves in situations where their personal interest may conflict with the interest of the state. For example, how is Madam Asomahene, one of the largest importers of frozen food in this country, accept to sit on a board of the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, a position which she knows that just being on the board, the potential of her commercial and economic interest to conflict with that of the state is very, very, very high. And so right from the beginning, to just scare away anything, you decline. But this person, who is a member of the Council of State, takes up the appointment, sit on the board of the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, take decisions which, quote unquote, affect her commercial interest as well.
Yeah, but
that can
in
be
the
somebody
end,
of high moral character.
Yeah, but in the end, you're failing to address your mind as a group, as a SEPA, to the fact that this said company, Labianca, has a legal person. So you can't conflict that necessarily with the member of the Council of State.
No, what you're forgetting, we're not talking about separate legal entity. Please, the principle of separate legal entity.
I mean, to be fair, that's what we operate here. You do agree, Mr. Thompson, that the company itself stands liable to whatever finding it is that the Office of the Special Prosecutor will make.
Yes, I'm coming, but let me address this point quickly. That there's issue of beneficial ownership, and that is why in times like this, issues when conflict of interest arise, the court even allows the veil of incorporation to be stripped for the beneficial owners of the company to be held responsible. And so the issue of she being separate from her company do not even come in here. But you see, the OSP has come out with a report. I mean, monies have been refunded. Now, just on the basis of the refund of those monies alone, it's a tacit admission that some things has not been done well. And on that basis, we believe that this woman may have misconducted himself contrary to the provisions of Article 89.
And that's why you're being challenged. For instance, if you listen to the Chamber of Freight and Trades, they say that that's a normal practice. It's standard in their industry, where you may find the GRA undervaluing some waivers, and you later on go in for the money. There are some of them who don't even believe that Labianca should be paying the state that 1 million cedis back to the coffers. So in view of the fact that that's an industrial practice, you may want to forgive the member of the Council of State, isn't it?
No, absolutely not. You see, these people are seriously missing the point. The problem is not whether she deserved that reprieve or tax rebate or not. The problem is not whether the customs gave her a legitimate, reprieve or incentive, tax incentive or not. That is not the problem. The problem is a member of the Council of State sitting on the board of GPHA, an institution that highly interacts with the customs authority, exchanges information, have operations. In fact, in some instances, have interagency approvals on certain key decisions, because GPHA runs the port, customs is responsible for revenue collection at the port. These two people work together. And so sitting on the board of GPHA, is by extension making you a member of customs. And so it conflicts you right from the beginning. And that's why I'm saying that any person of high moral character will say, look, I can't be the highest importer of frozen food in this country and sit on the board of GPHA. I cannot do that.
Okay.
But she continued to sit on the board, she continued to take decisions, and she conflicted herself, and she's been held responsible. Nobody's going to have mercy on her. If she wasn't a member of the board of GPHA and these decisions had gone on, nobody would have complained. People have said, of course, she does.
Right. But then let's explore what it is that you're seeking the president to do. Entirely remove her, or perhaps some punitive measures?
No, entirely remove her. Now, Article 89 provides the grounds for the removal of a council of state. Article 89 clause 6 talks about, Article 89 clause 6 talks about, how a member of the council of state can be removed from office. So one of the grounds is stated misbehavior. We believe that Madam Asomahene's conduct, as spelled out in the Office of the Special Prosecutor report, constitute enough grounds for stated misbehavior. And so we have invoked that provision of the Constitution and have asked the President to, in consultation with Parliament, terminate her appointment.
Okay, and we're getting indications a couple of hours ago that the Office of the Special Prosecutor would want to do an entire audit giving the alleged rot at Tema Port and Harbour. But, I mean, that would solve the problem comprehensively, right? Not simply going after one individual. And what would that change anyway? If you go after just the individual and not solve the structural problems that we have at the ports?
First of all, we are not going after one individual. We are asking for the due process right to be done. There's a reason why, even at your workplace, when you are involved in certain conduct, your superiors will ask you to step aside for investigations to continue. In fact, one of the things which the special prosecutor has accused this woman for is influence peddling, using her influence and her relationships at the highest level of government to be able to get her way through a lot of things. And so she cannot continue to be in that same position that gives us the power to be able to influence peddle and get her way around whilst investigations are going on. And I think that option is not right. She must step aside for a thorough investigation to happen. If she's so exonerated by such investigations, she can be reinstated. But the critical question that we must be asking ourselves now is, why is one person in serving as a member or an advisory, council to the president, and the same person sitting on the board of the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority? Are we short of competent people in this country? We don't have people to be in such positions. What really is the problem? And how come this person have two high-level positions which, in such a way, put her personal interest, her commercial interest in a way of the interest of the state?
If the president fails to act, I'm just wondering what else he can do, because that's left to the president.
There's nothing we're going to do, my brother. You see, the president must understand that this is within his, this is the signal, kind of signal which you send, to bring confidence into the system. It's the final decision rests with the president to decide whether he thinks the grounds for which we have invoked the provision of Article 89 clause 6 is enough to remove her from office. The final decision always lies with the president.
All right, then. We'll have to leave it here. Mensa Thompson, Executive Director for the Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability.